People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the one who will get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. These are the most powerful words of the great George Bernard Shaw. My dear friends, today I have come to you with a powerful book, a book which empowers you. Dear friends, if you look at the scenario of economy in the world, especially post pandemic situation, the industry is slowly gearing up, and many new ventures are started by entrepreneurs, and startup companies are emerging, and the companies are expanding in various locations of India. And this situation, what the present Indian economy is facing, Indian society is facing, is very very precarious situation until now. On the one side, economy is expanding rapidly. In the industry, technological changes are taking place very rapidly. On the other side, unfortunately, the workforce which should possess the skills to match the industry needs, that's lacking. There's a huge gap between the industry's needs, the skilled workforce, and the workforce. This is not good for the society. This is not good for the economy. Not only India, any economy, this same kind of a situation is not at all appreciable. It will take the economy backwards. Now, what to do? There is no other goal except to improve our skills, to increase our skills quotient. Unfortunately, academies are failed to large extent to transform the students to industry ready. They're not when they are leaving the organizations, education institutions, they're not industry ready. How to fill this gap? There's a huge dilemma what to do, and very capable very capable youth. They're very much capable, but unfortunately, due to lack of few skill sets, they're not getting the right job. And this situation has to be rectified and addressed as soon as possible. On war footing, this has to be addressed. And to address this book, to make the Indian workforce, especially youth, to increase their skill quotient, to improve their skills. A very powerful book, very important book, I can say, very powerful book, I can say. This was written by Vijay K. Banda. Skill Up India is an answer to all these shortcomings of skills. Skills are concerned. Now, this book, Skill Up India, is a very, very powerful book. And who should read this book? I say everyone should read this book. Academicians should read this book so that they'll have a fair idea what the industry is present condition in industry, and the future requirements of industry. They will have a fair idea. And parents should read this book. And most importantly, must and should, students from class 9th, 10th onwards up to PG level, they have to read this book. They have to read this book. Because if you read this book, Skill Up India, you will have a fair idea about industry, what the industry requirements are. And because we all aspire to take up the best position in our career, so we dream, but unfortunately, how can we dream about the best career without having the necessary skills? So I suggest you all should read this book. Now, what this book is all about? If you read this book, you will have a fair idea that transformation in industry is taking place. Vijay K. Banda addresses very, very simple language, and the way when you read the book, it seems as if he himself is talking to you, because he himself has experienced all the changes in the industry, and he has vast experience of more than 25 years in industry. And not only that, he extended his services to Forbes 500 companies too. World famous organizations, multinational companies he worked. He's a fountainhead of experience. and he has seen personally the transformations of technological transformation in the industry is taking place, and that experience of Vijay K. Banda is an asset for us. So if you read this book, because every chapter he'll take to the past his experience, and he explains how he faced the challenge and how he overcome those challenges, obstacles triumphantly, successfully, how he overcame, how he emerged as a successful person, how he changed his career, how he transformed his career into a successful person. That is that we can look in this book. And each and every page we can see that Vijay K. Banda is talking to us. Since the days of his education completion onwards, the book starts, and he's very much worried about Indian workforce, especially Indian youth. For that, he's taking many seminars, motivational sessions, and mentoring programs. He's taking, and if you're interested, you can. If you want to increase your skills, you can contact him, and you can join his services. You can take up his services too. He's ready to help you all and help all of us. And the best thing is that because if you take mentorship with him, he'll transform you into industry ready, future ready. What else we want than this? Now, what this book with Skill Up India is all about, what he suggests 4 mantras in this book. I briefly say because I want you personally go through these mantras and adopt those mantras like Rama mantra, Taraka mantra. Definitely, if you adopt them and if you put into practice, definitely you will transform yourself into a go-getter. You will transform yourself into a successful person. No doubt about that. Now, what are the 4 mantras he suggests in this book? He says the first mantra, we all should develop industry awareness. In this section, if you read this section, since the days of industrial revolution, how the transformation is taking place in the industry, world industries, world economies changing, he will explain them. Very simple language he will explain. Easily, even in high school students, middle school students also can understand that. Now, with that section, we will have a fair idea what the technological changes are taking place, how the future is going to be, how the future industry is going to be. So if you read that section, that mantra, first mantra, develop industry awareness. Then, my favorite one, most important one, second one, increase self-awareness. This is what lacking in many students, many job seekers, what I found personally too. Now, second section, second mantra, what he says, increase self-awareness. You should know about yourself. Unfortunately, many of the Indian youth, sorry to say this, but many of them are not goal-oriented. So they are not taking their life seriously. We can see this in the society. And this section makes you ask you, who are you? What is the purpose of your life? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? This he addresses. He gives many tools like SWOT analysis, SOAR analysis, and adversity quotient, adaptability quotient. Like this, many he suggests. Those are very, very essential to transform ourselves into industry ready, to transform ourselves into successful persons. And then third, be adept. That fourth mantra, what he suggests is be adept. Now, what do we mean by adept? Adept is a person is adept in particular skill, particular craft, means he's expert in that, he's very skilled in that. Now, as we already said that industry is changing, technological changes are changing rapidly, right? So this mantra makes us, be adept mantra makes us to transfer, to be a learner forever, and always will be learning, because we are making ourselves industry ready. So every time we are sharpening our skills. How to do that, he suggests. So that those suggestions, advices will be very, very helpful to you all, my dear friends. And fourth one, attitude to adopt. Attitude to adopt. Now, your attitude designs and defines your altitude in your life. Right? Now, Nothing is permanent except change. Now, if your attitude is not changing according to the needs, according to the times, what will happen? You will be lagging behind. You will be lagging behind, and you will lead an ordinary life instead of leading an extraordinary life. So, please go through this book if you want to strengthen yourself academically, if you want to strengthen yourself professionally. Read this book. All the entrepreneurs also should read this book. Those aspiring, dreaming entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs also should read this book. In my opinion, everybody should read this book, but most importantly, ninth to PG students, they should read this book, because they will have a fair idea what the industry is taking. What is the industry? The dynamics of industry. You'll understand that. And if you read this book, definitely it will help you like a guide, a friend. Really, when you are reading this, as if Vijay K. Banda himself is talking to you, you will feel that. That is what I have felt. He is as if he is talking to me through these books, and every page is a masterpiece. I can say a gem. I can say every page I have highlighted. I have highlighted. So all these things definitely it will help you, and these advices will make you a best person, and you will transform yourself from good to better and better to best, definitely. So I suggest you all to read this book, Skill Up India. Okay, so hope you all will read this book and transform yourself into a successful person, definitely. And wishing you all great success in all your endeavors. This is Durga Ragunta signing off. Thank you.